Hi, and welcome to my channel, Synergistic Singing. If you're a beginning female singer, you might be wondering how to find your range. So when you want to find your vocal range, you are going to need something to give you your pitches. And I highly recommend using a piano, and even more than a piano, I recommend the Perfect Piano app because you can see which octave you're on. So you'll see on this piano app here that there's a C1 and then a C2 and a C3. So those are the letter name notes, and what I like about this representation of these octaves here is that you can see that the C1 is the first C on the piano, the C2 is the second C, and so on. So I do want to make a quick disclaimer. Not all piano apps or even descriptions of octaves on the piano are going to be the same. That means that you might use a different app that will show the C4 as like a C1 or C0. So I recommend not using those. Just use this one or find one that would have the same way of describing the octaves because it's much easier to understand. So you're going to see that this is just nicely logically represented. So the first C on the piano, the second, the third, the fourth. And this allows us to be really specific about where on the piano you see that your voice sits. So I would say maybe the average pitch that most females speak around is going to be right at C4. Often that's a comfortable pitch for both lower voiced females and higher voiced females to reach, and so that's where I would suggest you start. So finding your range is pretty simple from there as far as pitch goes. I like to think of it as two different aspects. There's your range, which is whatever note you can produce, and then your vocal comfort zone. So you might find that you can walk up you can walk up from C4 all the way to C5, and that feels really comfortable for you to do. And you might find that up from C5, maybe this note is kind of in a gray area. It's not exactly comfortable, but you can still sing it. And then once you're up here, maybe it's now pretty difficult to reach, and you might feel like you have to really push to get to the right pitch. So we could say your range maybe would go up to here, but your vocal comfort zone, as you get to know your voice, might go up to here. And so when you are singing, you want to perform in your vocal comfort zone. You can of course do exercises to expand your vocal comfort zone, which is not the exact same thing as your range. But when you're performing, you want to be in your vocal comfort zone. So let's say that you had a song that you were singing tomorrow. Well, you don't want to be thinking about technique because you don't have time. You don't have time to develop that between now and tomorrow. And so what you do is you make sure that you're hanging out. Let's say this is your vocal comfort zone. You want to make sure that you're hanging out all around that area, and you're not even getting close to something that would be uncomfortable. But let's say that you have a song that you're singing 6 months from now, and you've had lessons along, and you're going to have lessons along the way, and your range expands along the way. Then you might find that you can really do a great job with the song a little bit farther up because you've expanded your vocal comfort zone in that way. So I hope that gives you kind of an idea of how to find your range, how to find your vocal comfort zone as far as pitch goes. There are definitely other aspects like your vowels and your volumes and the parts of the voice that you sing in, but hopefully this will get you started. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also check out my other videos on my channel for tips and advice for the beginning singer. And if you are looking for an app for your phone for practicing your pitches on the piano, I highly recommend the Perfect Piano app, which is the one that we're using today. Thanks for watching.